blessable first. I say, if you want God to bless a man, make a man blessable. Many times, pastors persuade God to bless people who are not blessable. When people are made blessable, they attract blessings by themselves. I say, when people are made blessable, they attract blessing by themselves. God told Joshua, all right, one of the ways to make people blessable is by teaching them the principles of blessings. Can I tell you something? Huh? Please. One of the ways to go far in life is to ask questions. January, February, March. You can take a gift and come to my office and say, Shabbat, I would like you to take this gift from me and look into my life. 5 minutes. And then look into my life and tell me how I should further my life. The moment I ask you to close your eyes, I will see you. Then I will say, this is where you stopped. Divert to this place. Today is a prophetic meeting. Or you might not really meet me. God told Joshua in Joshua chapter 1:8. He said, your next level is pay attention to the book of the law. That's your next level. The spirit of success is in the word. The spirit of success is in the word. Now, when the dawn of success comes on you, the spirit inspires you to read. No angel moves a man forward without instruction. Because whatever God wants to give you is already with you, except that you have to do something differently. You have to do something differently. Because all you're looking for is already with you. Just like he instructed me, he said, preach too much. Preach too much. Preach too much in 2025. Stay with me too much. Preach too much. I will depend on the sword of my word to move Locust Army forward. And that is what I am doing already. I'll be here on Friday. Can I tell you something? Huh? There might be a way that will take you far, but it doesn't have success in the initial stage. It doesn't look successful in the start. Because the beginning is a training. The crown is on the way. It's at the end, not in the start. So why do you want crown in the start? The start is a process. Now, in the time of start, people might be asking, what are you getting from it? But you know what you're seeing. Some people will tell me, some men of God who I respect, they say after we married too and we have a good ministry. I say, I'm not like you. Don't give me that advice. And they had good intentions. They love me. Those that told me love me. All that persuaded me to have a wife love me. Perfect. There are people that had concern. They had genuine concern. But I could see beyond them. So I didn't listen. And now they're happy with me. When I started preaching immortality, a lot of people didn't like that. But now they are believing that people should not die. How can you call death will of God? How? Whatever that made a man poor is the same thing that killed him. You cannot hate poverty and love death. You cannot love life. You cannot love a land of silence where people are inactive. Grave is not only a place of silence. It's a place of inactivities. It's a place where people are idle. It's a place of hopelessness. That is why all who die, when they come there, they start looking down to the earth. Because nothing is going on there. And if you like sleeping, how long will you be sleeping? Even, can I tell you something? The day Awolowo came to me, a lot of Yorubas don't know that the Yorubas have already created altar in the living altar in the underworld, where they burn incense for Yorubas. I think they're the only tribe in Nigeria that do it. Not every Yoruba man knows. It's not every Yoruba man that knows. But those who love Yorubas know. Like some few Obas who are in the grave, and Awolowo knows. Awolowo is a genuine Yoruba man. I think that Yorubas should honor Awolowo. Because Awolowo is still fighting for Yorubas even in the grave, because he's not sleeping now. Awolowo is not asleep. Awolowo that I went to Galilee and he came to Galilee, is he asleep? All that when he came to Galilee, he was telling me that the knowledge that Yahweh gave me, that I should pass across the Yorubas. I said, oh, that's how important it is to you. I was asking him. So he asked me, I said, okay, if I don't want to help Yorubas, what about my brothers? He asked me, has anybody come to meet me from the grave? I said, no. He asked me, is there any Igbo man that has come from the grave to solicit for the Igbo nation? I said, no. He said, but he came from Yoruba land to Galilee. For the Yoruba land. And I came to Galilee and there's no living Igbo elder. Because they are all sleeping at the dust of the earth. This afternoon, Awolowo is not sleeping. I can mention some Obas that are dead, that are not sleeping. Because I've met many of them. You need to come to the chambers of power where these people burn incense. Noburuwa, under the earth. Some of the incense are as big as trees. Some of the incense is as big as trees. All that they do is say, They don't only burn that incense, they come out of that place to go for Yorubas as intercessors. They go around the world. Apart from them, the only other people that do it on earth are Jews. And then somebody say he's suffering. Why wouldn't I be suffering when your father is an intercessor? He's under bondage in the grave. This man didn't die. Excuse me. Do you know what it means? So he was watching me while I was in Lagos, and then he followed me to Galilee. This is what I'm telling you happened in 2003. 12 years ago. He said, "Give your knowledge to Yoruba community." And do you know what he told me? He said, "You will give it to them because I made them ready for you." Since you were born, who have you made ready? Don't you know that light in the mind of men make them ready for blessing? Continuous putting light inside people's mind. If you keep on putting light in people's mind, you make them blessable. Is there no difference between somebody whose father is sleeping, who is in bondage in the land of the dead, and somebody who is still very active? Somebody whose father is active is even part of the decision body. If your father is part of the decision body in heaven, part of the decision body where? In heaven, how can you suffer? I want to ask you a question. In chapter 4 of the book of Revelation, those 24 elders that have throne around God, are they not men? Huh? Are they not men who lived here? And those 24 elders, are their children not here? Their children are still on earth, and their father are part of decision-making body in heaven. How can somebody whose father is part of decision-making body be suffering on earth? And this person has ability to talk on behalf of God, and is watching his children. And now it is 24 of them that make up the heavenly throne, and then they are next to God. That means they form God. You want a man that is part of decision making to allow his son to be a bastard on earth. It's not possible. When he's a key intercessor, if the Igbo elders are active in the realm of the spirit, their children will not go back to idol worship. They will not do iPod. They are behaving senselessly because their fathers are in bondage in the realm of the spirit, held down by snakes. Awolowo was boasting. He said, "Have you not been here?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Has any of your brothers come to see you?" He know that in the realm they are not alive. Church, is it a great meeting? Huh? Now somebody who is hearing me, what are you getting ready for? Have you ever held your loins and said, "Lord, if this boy come out of my loins, he will be not anything less"? Because intercession is a spirit. It's a fighting spirit. There is no God without man. Forget it. The will of God is enforced on earth by men. When a will leaves heaven and comes to the earth, when God's will leaves heaven and comes to the earth, it becomes a man's will. And then a man who has strong heart to enforce it. And is it easy? Is it a job for a man to have capacity to see? Huh? To see both the living and the dead. Some people said we are going to heaven. I said, which heaven are you talking about? That's why I said here, I said, trading with your inner ability. Trading with your God is an ability in men. I said, God is what? Is an ability. The God of every people is like a man in their midst. Write on your paper. I said, the God of every people is like a man in their midst. So nothing is as wonderful as people who grow up into very deep awareness. I said I can't hear you say deep awareness. I said nothing is as wonderful as people who relap into very deep awareness. You lato mes etro brafro oskadia. Leto mospra. Staradu peshakata. You are suffering for something, and somebody said for a positive vision. And somebody is saying that you are suffering for. What is it bringing? I said, must something bring something immediately before it is positive? Did it not take Joseph 13 years to wear crown in Egypt? Did it not take David 13 years to Moshe Brana? 13 years of taming his life.